Phantom Muscles. You've now met people at 3 different phases in the game. The beginning, the swap, and the merge. How have these experiences been similar and how have they been different? Do you feel like the differences or similarities have more to do with the people you're meeting or the timing of the introductions to them?
Actually, Chili, I met people on 4 different occasions because I met Cena for the first time in the Wandering Woods. So I'll talk about those things. So at the beginning of the game, I met 7 people all at once, and it was a lot. I came into this game expecting more people would be in my boat and come in not knowing anyone or anything. So that was a surprise. So a lot of the early days, I was just trying to sort of navigate who knows whom, who's talked in the forums with whom, who has played games with people, who's more likely to work with people because they've played games together in the past, and who's less likely because they've played games together in the past, and just trying to sort of navigate that and get my feet under me. But then nothing really sort of crystallized there because that crew never went to tribal council. Then I met Cena in the woods, and that was really interesting because I'd heard about him. Everyone was saying how nice he is, and then I got to meet him, and he was nice. But that was a super good lesson for me because Cena didn't know me. We were on different tribes, so obviously I wasn't a part of any of his medium or long-term plans. But there in the woods, in the short term, it benefited us to work together and explore together. So that was a really good lesson for me. Like, okay, just because somebody might not want to take you to the end, that doesn't mean you can't work together for now for both of your benefits. So that was a good lesson. Then the swap happened so much earlier than I was expecting. And I got to meet Kay Downs and Adis. But that was a weird way to meet people because there was sort of this perceived power dynamic because we were coming in with 4 original Cocobolo and 3 original Baobabs, that then I'm trying to get to know them, but I also wasn't sure if they were being nice and friendly or if somebody was like trying to flip me, and that was just nervous, and that was sort of my first introduction to like, oh, people might be talking to you, but they also, might have sort of their own plans and motives and stuff. So that was a different way to meet people. And then the merge happened also much earlier than I was expecting. And I got to meet the last 2 people I hadn't met, which is Kat and Anarch. And that was interesting because I'd heard a lot about them at that point, and I finally got to meet them and not put a face to but hear about them from themselves and how they see the game, and got to juxtapose that with what I was hearing from other people and that kind of thing. So kind of navigating that was tricky and interesting. So yeah, I would say that the circumstances with which I've met people definitely changes my experience beyond just people being different themselves. And it's been a very interesting how each situation has been different, but it's also the same in that I've met everyone here in the context of this specific game. So I feel like I should be taking everything with a grain of salt and not trusting anyone as much as I am. But so anyway, that's been my experience.